All right. Oh, we are live-ish.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, now I can't tell. There's something weird going on here, man.
Well, we're on the stream. I could see it. So
Yeah. Oh, you know, you know what it is? I got sunlight coming through the window that's drawing lines on the green screen. I was like, what just happened here? I got this weird little line on next to me.
sorry, the sun will be down soon.
Yeah, well, I have my curtains drawn. It's like it happened to get through right in that crack since we started talking, what, 15 minutes ago?
Yeah,
To
something
now.
like that. Yeah, so that's how long we prep for this. 15 minutes. So you all know.
Ah.
Yeah. Yeah, certainly night of though. We're just getting done work, both of us. So
Yeah, so it's always time to have some fun doing programming that isn't what you have to do all the time. It's always nice.
yeah.
We are back
Uh
here. Oh,
oh.
what the heck is going on? Did you see it happen?
Well, I emoted up top, and then where did I go? Like now I'm down off to the side. I'm
Yeah,
still
so the
having
emotes are in the
technical
wrong
difficulties.
spot. But did you see?
Yeah,
Notice how your face is all big? Remember how I adjusted it?
yeah, I do. And look, I'm off to like the corner too on the stream. You can just
And I know, well, because I had to adjust the size of the window, and now it's I adjusted it. All right, let's see. See if I can do this. Oh, I got it locked. Yeah, right. The thing is I'm pretty sure what's going to end up happening. Whatever. It's.
I'm back in the frame on the stream now.
I know, because I had to fix it.
So
I got you in there. But what's going to happen is it's going to probably do that thing where it shrunk. I don't know what caused it to shrink last time.
maybe it was the emote deal. Let me try another one. Probably wasn't, but I'm gonna try another one anyway.
Yeah. It is funny the emotes are going to be in the wrong spot now.
Yeah.
Let me do one. Let's see, real quick. We'll just tell you the other stream. So we could put them back up top. Still the wrong size.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Doesn't matter.
No, that is all window dressing.
All right, so let's get down to the coding. What were we doing? So we got the store stuff into that resource file, right? And that was working, right? We had that.
Yes, we had it in there. I'm going to bring up GitHub because I think we put in some stuff for that one. Or is that the bot? That's what I can't remember. Issues here.
From today. We have some issues for sure. 7 days ago would probably be good ones to start with.
Yeah.
Achievements repository, fixed game state abstraction. Yes, because we were passing that game state all over the place. That's true.
Right. Which that's okay. I think. This was it. Oh yeah. So we had the issue with the empty command. It assumes a very specific type, right? So we actually say, here's the only thing that can come out of there. So right now, the only thing that can come out of a hopper is chips.
Right.
And
I think we decided that might be okay, but if the chips are tied to the hopper, but if we're going to put other things in the hopper, then we have a problem.
Well, that's when we're going to have an issue, right? Because now there's no way to configure the game for this, right? So it's always going to be the same thing. We don't have anything that makes it so we can say, hey, this hopper or this digger is digging this. Like, it doesn't have its own content of what it's digging. The question we have to figure out for ourselves, more as a game design, is what drives what the different stuff is that it can dig. We did talk about the idea, the idea that it could be the bit that we use could drive the different types of stuff that we would want to have it dig.
Right.
We also talked about the idea of the plot that it would be on would drive what it's going to dig.
Right. We also talked about maybe having a different kind of machine than a digger that you might be able to add chips to.
Right.
So that was another possibility. So yeah, these are some game design decisions we have to make.
But that would kind of control where this comes from, what the empty command is actually going to be in the hopper. Because is it the hopper itself? Is it the special type of hopper that can capture something? We don't know specifically, which is why this was kind of okay in there. It's like, okay, we're just going to deal with chips as being the main product that we're dealing with.
Right. So let's see. The buy command test update on game state, because there was some weirdness around some of that.
Yeah. So this is definitely in the testing area, right? So we had the test doing a weird thing for the buy command, right? So let's take a look at the buy command tests. So we're actually mocking up this whole the whole process, right? So we're kind of saying, hey, we're going to create this game state. So we have this miner store factory.
Mm-hmm.
And then we come down here and we're trying to remember specifically what this was affecting, because I remember it breaking when we did it, and it was
It's not breaking now.
well, no, but it really related around the fact that we were defining
Well, there was
data for the miner store.
Yeah, what was the...
Maybe if we take a look at the actual command itself, we can see what the issue was.
Yeah, right. Because I know, like, we were passing the game state around in a way that we didn't really feel like we wanted to.
Yeah. So take the game state, execute this buy command.
So are we just using it to get the miner out of it?
Well, we need the store.
Yeah, the store's on there.
Yeah, so here you go. You
the
can
miner's
see.
on there.
Look, we're also using the... we're actually addressing the tokens directly from in here to update this, which that may be an issue. We'll have to see. I think we may want to have it where we can say, ask the miner to give us those items versus...
Yeah, just dotting in them, like exposing the properties.
Yeah, but that isn't what was making this test hard.
Mm-mm.
I do think part of the issue, I think if we were able to, maybe the buy command actually needs to have who's doing the buying and who's doing the selling. Because we want to be able to have more than one store. And this is assuming that it's the store.
Right.
So we could then...
Right.
Right. So I think that's part of the... So what we're doing is we're passing in the game state really to get store and miner. Right. But it would be... What would be good, might be good, is if on this command we actually had something that was more like... what's the store type?
Miner store, I think. No.
Okay, let's do this. We can see this is the buyer. I guess for
There you go.
Lack of a better term. I thought it was miner. So we might need to get that. Bring in the type. Yeah.
Okay. Good. I didn't remember that.
So the music is all of a sudden got really loud for me.
I can't hear it still.
Yeah, well, you're fortunate. Um, so we've got this. We've got who the buyer is and who the seller is. And I think if we did it this way, we would actually be able to eliminate the game state from having to come in on this, because we actually now have this command with game state root.
Yeah.
Wow, look at all those things using it. So we have everything pretty much using it.
Yeah, because we pass. Well, that's how you get to those
Yeah.
key objects. They're in the game state.
So
Which
let's
I
do
mean,
this. Yeah. So I'm gonna leave those. So these are the empty command tests. So let's. I want to look at how this is being done. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, that's really weird because I just got a message that my PC has been disconnected from my headset,
Hmm.
and it seems okay. So I don't know if there was at some point maybe you didn't hear me and now you can. Ah,
Uh,
computers.
If I didn't hear you, I didn't hear it. So,
They have a long way to go. These computers.
right.
Oh wait a
So I
minute,
need
this
more
wasn't empty.
coders.
Wait a minute, I'm looking at the wrong command, I think. Oh yeah, so we wanted to look at buy command. Oh, I got the wrong stuff open here. Let me close all but pinned. I needed the. Okay.
So that's the buy command tests that we want to be concerned with.
All right. Blech. So shop has to carry the item to complete the purchase. So we try to buy it. We try to buy a thing. We're passing in this game state because we created it up here because we actually add all this stuff to this main state. It's crazy to even get to this to work. We had to set up the main process. Which
So we have this like all like kind of backwards, right? The flow of control is almost inverted.
yeah, well, you know what it is that we in this set main process, what we're doing is we created a static to be able to get to a bunch of stuff, just to make life easier when calling it from other areas within the game code. And I think this may have been, I think it was acceptable, and I'm not totally certain that it's not still okay. Um,
It just feels like there should be something that interfaces with the game state as opposed to passing it everywhere. That's what feels weird.
yes, yes.
Right? Like that's like, I mean, you might be able to like kind of inject it in at some point, so you'll feel better about it. But it's the problem's still there.
Yeah, I
Like,
think there is going to be a long-term issue that we're going to run into. I'm wondering if we should work on something else so that we can make something that's more interesting to the game. Because I'm looking at this,
right.
I'm like, I don't know how much we can actually do that will that would actually add something to the game itself, right?
Right. Yeah, we're getting into like the low level engineering stuff.
Well, and it's not that we shouldn't do it, but I don't feel like
We
we
can
have
let features drive it too.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
So let's see what we want the game to do. All right, cool. All right, everybody, game design time. I feel like this should be like, dun, 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 let's do some emotes. Let's do some fireworks.
Some fireworks.
All right. It's a nice stack of them.
Oh, look, and now the emotes are coming out right next to me. The ones that are coming out of the bottom.
Oh yeah, look.
I didn't realize that when
It's
I
like,
moved.
hey, look where we used to be.
Yeah, right. All right. So, what do we want to add as functionality to the game? Because I think we've.
All right, well, let's play the game for a minute.
Yeah. want to see something here. Digger type items, store items. Actually, we did store items. Digger type items. Yeah, I don't think we did anything with that. I have to come back to that and look because I'm not sure. I feel like we didn't. Wow, that was a lot of emotes, Pete.
It's trying to crash your system.
Right? Let's see. How are we doing? Yeah, we're only at 100% CPU. We're fine.
Hey, why waste it?
Why
Let
waste
CPU sit there doing nothing.
Oh,
Let's
yes.
install something while we stream.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I mean, I really should just be updating Windows while streaming, so.
Yeah, right.
Alright, so we can go to the store. We can buy... Oh, maybe we can look at how do we make it so that we can actually use, like, Digger or Diggers.
Yeah, I would like to fix the commands. That's true.
Oh, because it's Standard Digger. I forgot we changed the name of them.
Yeah, right. You should be able to put like an ID in.
What do you mean? Like a 1?
Yeah, like if we numbered the list.
Oh yeah, have it numbered.
Mm.
Yeah, we definitely could.
Because that's pretty hinky having to do it that way. You want to do that? But it's not as fun as putting something new in the game. So we had some achievements, and that opened up some new stuff in the store.
Yeah. Well, I mean, improving the commands is definitely a playable thing, right? Because playability is definitely an important aspect of game development and game design.
Right, and we could probably take sort of what we already built in and kind of grow it out, like for like 3 levels worth, where you just get bigger hoppers and better diggers. You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. So we get like new achievements.
Yeah.
And I think we talked about having something that mitigated damage or dug more chips, or there was a few things we had talked about.
Yeah, I think we were talking about because we have the ability to have hoppers, different size hoppers, and different size bits, right? Or different level of bits, I guess is what I was trying to get at. So if we have different levels of bits and hoppers, what can we do with that? And I do think the playability is definitely a thing. And I think that if we could do 2 pieces, right? I think if we could make it so that maybe make it easier to buy the items here. I think being able to accept singular and plural would be excellent for naming when talking about items in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we can even put these into GitHub, right? So we want to be able to do the support pluralization of names of items.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, possibly having like an indexed menu as well.
Oh yeah, an index menu. That's what it was. Yeah. So.
And possibly, do we want to get into like shortcut commands? Because that's always nice. Like in the old games when we used to like play the old text games, it was so nice to have like just a shortcut. You know what I mean? Like few strokes instead of like a full equip kind of thing. We do like EQ or something.
Oh yeah. Right, because that's another piece that'd be plural. Just get gameplay mechanics being better.
Yeah, or make that parameterized so we could say equip and the name instead of having to wait for it to ask you. Something like that.
Yeah, you should be able to do both, right? So you should be able to type in equip, and then it should be able to either accept the name as the next parameter, or it asks for the next parameter.
Right. So these are like playability kind of issues.
Yeah, so we'll do indexed items in the store. what was that other one? Short.
Are you talking about the shortcuts for the commands, like the
Yeah.
commands? Abbreviated, I think is what it would be, right?
Yes. Nope, they're not the same. Okay. I was like, whoa, so 3 similar issues. That doesn't make sense. So let's
Oh boy.
What?
We're all full.
Yeah. Which, yeah, Jim's broken. So. Jim's not full. Jim's just broken.
So just empty Jim and skip, get rid of my scrap.
Yeah, right. So let's maybe work through some of those, right? So let's work through. I think we should do the pluralization names because we did provide that in the data, right? So in the game data, we actually have pluralized name added to this.
Right.
So we could actually accept either or. Now, with that having been said, I don't believe we're loading it.
Probably not. I don't think I remember us putting that in. Excuse me.
Yeah, I think let's look at.
Yeah, where's the object that we?
So let's go to the game item. Yeah, so we just have a name. Oh, look at this. We have some commented out code. Pete, how did you let me do that?
I don't know, man. You know, I don't like to be mean to you. All right. Now pluralize name.
So now we have that, which means in here we actually do need to address it because right now we don't actually do anything with it. I think we get it, and we don't even get it in the.
We don't even read it in.
Interesting. All right, so let's make a change in here. This says complete detail. This should actually get.
Yeah. You get everything that's in the object. It's complete, right?
Yeah.
Sure. Complete.
Good. As we would say, name ones. That should fail. Oh, look at that! It failed. Now it probably failed more because the data doesn't have it. So we go to our basic one. Oh, because I actually have it called pluralized name one. That makes more sense. Let's try make that. That still fails.
What's the yellow dot?
What is the yellow dot?
Does it mean it's taking a long time to run?
No.
So it looks like the yellow is down there in the execution time.
I know. You know what? I don't know. Maybe when we go in here, we'll see it. Maybe there's. Oh, maybe it is a time thing. Maybe that's where all the time is, right? So it's just highlighting where all the time is. Now the time wasn't bad overall, but it was bad. It was worse on that line than it was anything else, right? So that's why this is like orange.
Okay. Oh, we had the whole required slot thing. That's right. We were going to have different. Oh, we were going to have different digger like chassis, so you could attach different things to it. Oh, I remember that now. That's why standard digger.
Yep. So you get different types of diggers.
Yeah, so you get different types of diggers, which would take different level attachments, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we could play that cycle out for like 4 levels of all that stuff. Just put all that in. We'll test the way our data works. We'll be able to play through the game.
All right, so we got this. Let me put this in here and here. These feel like a weird order for these. I want to just change the order of this function. I want this to be the same order as the switch statement. All right, so now that I made that change, now everything went great.
Okay.
You know what? Never. Oh, there's no covering test for this exception. I thought we had one. We do not have one.
Yeah, well, there you go. Probably throw that in real quick.
Well, let's see. We have to create a bad data file. That's really what the story is there. Is that the data file is working as it's correct, right? So,
yeah, but that could be almost anything, right?
Yeah.
Because that didn't tell us how it was bad, right? It just needed to take some, just throw an error.
Let's see. Let's do wrong. No, it's basically it's a wrong item type.
Okay.
Or invalid. So if we just put one item in here, it doesn't have to be a bunch. Just say funky item. Let's do invalid. I feel like if we do something too crazy, it'll get us messed up sometime later on when we're trying to do something. This file needs to be, I guess because I copied the other one, it already put it in there as the copy always.
Oh, because it must be like attached to the kitchen.
Yeah. So now, so this brings up an interesting question. I'm not sure what we did. Let me see. We did it for rewards. We have a special condition where we loaded up a specific repository. I think
Yeah, rewards bad.
excuse me. It's okay. I prefer the idea of a test class almost being a context. So it'd almost be beneficial to create like a second one, but the names wouldn't make sense at this point. So we at least have that one in there. We'll just go with the existing pattern.
Yeah, at least you keep the pattern in line, even if they're not within that, like you said, like the context type of idea.
Loading data file with invalid game type.
Fails.
Yeah.
No E, my friend.
Oh, it's failies though. It's a much better way.
It's the old English spelling.
The repot. But I had to give it. I did. Okay. All right. So now we should be able to. Should fail. Oh, how did I do it? How do we do this in shouldly there, Pete?
Should fail? No, I don't think that's it. Is it?
Should throw.
Should throw.
That makes
Should
sense.
throw. Yeah.
Oh, what kind of exception did we put in there? Bet you it wasn't the right type. Huh.
Valid data? Yeah, it's not.
Did we make this one? No, we did not. Alright, so throw in valid data exception. Where is this type? guess it's an IO.
What's up? What is that about?
Oh, you have to. I think looks like we have to throw it in there as an action.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was just like, because how are you going to wrap up the call?
Yeah,
So-
no, it does.
Is it already green? That was so fast. This is something that we could actually put in our own.
Man on the right sounds like a robot.
Our own type.
Am I breaking up? So the problem is I'm looking at the chat.
Oh, maybe you are breaking up. I don't. Here, let me see. Try talking.
Hello, I'm trying to talk and
I wonder
fix
if
the
it's-
sound.
I don't know. I have it the sound coming right from the NDI for it, so I don't know if it's.
I wonder.
You're a man, Pete.
I'm a man. I'm the robot man. I'm a cyborg, apparently.
You are a cyborg.
You probably just have like some filter on my audio.
I don't know. We're gonna have to come back and listen to it. I don't know. Maybe the NDI stuff doesn't work. Maybe I'll have to go back to doing it through the desktop audio. Let us know if that's any better. I tried turning it down because I'm wondering if it was clipping. Because like I can hear you and it sounds fine.
So I just turned on the volume on the stream itself, and it does sound like there's like a reverb effect on it, which is weird.
I wonder if it's coming through desktop audio as well. Hold on.
Hmm.
Oh shoot, it is.
Thank you so much, cute anime girl 2005. We would have just kept going like for 2 hours like that. 'Cause we can hear each other great.
How did that happen? Well, I think we're gonna have to go without the music. Well, actually, I can mute this NDI. Would just go back to the desktop audio. That's a bummer. I didn't notice it was doing that. I thought I saw you talking while I was using it, so that should be better now. So.
Yeah. Cool.
Thank you very much. That is terrible. That's a fail.
Well, at least we're only half hour in.
I should throw an invalid audio exception. That's terrible.
Yeah, we have a sad face.
It seems like they should be mostly sad face emotes.
Wow, you feel mostly sad.
Well, I would assume the folks in our chat would feel mostly sad.
Yeah, especially listening to me talk like a robot for half an hour.
Well, maybe what if you were a robot? That would be.
Oh, look, the sad faces came up by you. Just saw it now on the stream.
Oh.
All right, so where are we at with this test here? What we got? What we got here?
Well, exception is pluralized name is happening.
Okay.
So we got that. We got the throw happening. Oop, I want to add these tests in here for this section as well. But these would also be named similarly to for our test data. Oh, this 3 though. Alright, so now we've got the pluralized information. We've got it on the game item. Now the key is that we need to add it now to our command action. Right.
Yeah.
We have our
So our commands are still just big switch statements, or did we fix that a little bit?
what do you mean?
Oh, go ahead. I want to see how
Well,
we.
so the buy command is already built, so we didn't have to do anything about that, right? So, but we have a way in which we get our items. Basically, we're doing this piece of logic right here. We've got, it's actually both spots here, right? So we got 2 spots that we're doing it.
Okay.
Because we're doing it from, we're getting the item in the store, we're getting the item in your inventory, in the miner's inventory, and then bringing all that together. Right. So this naming here is actually what's going to do it. This we actually have a new command for this.
To get the items, yeah.
Right. So we have a get.
Is it on inventory? That get items?
I think it's just inventory.
Oh, with the paren. There you go.
Name, right? So then we can just do, because what this, we can take a look inside this. Go.
Why doesn't it like store item? Ah.
It doesn't like stack, right? So in here we're actually doing the thing where we're doing a non case sensitive comparison to make it easier to get these items out. So we don't need this line.
Yeah. So should we deal with the pluralization in there?
Well, we have to deal with it in both spots, right? Because we have to. Maybe maybe when we get an item, we should have like an item bucket that we can ask to get an item out of it. We have an item list. I'm just thinking of a wrapper around that would allow us to be able to say, hey, we're looking for this item, and it would look it up under the right context for that. I'm trying to think if that's what makes sense, because what we could do is, so if we're going to do it that way, we would have to pass in this name here. I don't think store state has anything that's like a store item. Yeah, so we could, let's just do it the quick and dirty way, right? So we want to have this or name to lower equals item name. Oh, this actually should be.
That's the pluralized name, which is not there.
Oh, because this item. Remember, we were using a shortcut to get that name there. We have to decide, because this X that we're actually passing into this, that's in this loop here, is a store item, which its name is actually the name of the item underneath of it, right? That it's the wrapper for that item. So I would have expected this to still work.
It did not work, though. What's up with that?
Object reference not set to the instance of an object.
Is it the item, you think? Or the pluralized name?
Very good point. Who knows? Let's...
Sort of.
Yeah, it could be both. It could be either one. I mean, because what would be the difference here is this game state. Let's look at this. So this has an item ID on it, so it should.
And yet, no.
I think this must be using. I think this must be using it directly. Let me. What could it? Game item, lock inventory. In the buy command. Pressing in this thing, we're actually doing the miner store factory. So the miner store factory is one of the things that we built where we actually we get the item from that gateway, and we add it into it. So this should be working. So why does it not like it? Oh, I went to the wrong file. I want to go to the mock. Because I think the mock here... I'm going to guess this is the issue, right? So we've got these names here, but we didn't actually add the pluralized name.
You think that matters, though, for this? I guess it... I guess it is. I guess it's the pluralized name when you try and do that to lower. There's nothing
That's
there.
where the problem is coming in, right? I've got a really weird problem, right? So we've got... Should go.
Right, okay.
Yeah, it's a little weird. So at least everything's green now. Yeah, we're still green. I am this is weird.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? We could add it to the reporting, right? So here's the. We should probably give this a try because I think this should actually do the trick.
Yeah, well, things turned green.
You know what we should actually do? Is in this bind command, we should have written a test for it first. Let's see, we should probably be able to do one that's like a basic buy. Right, so that's we do not carry, we do not currently have one of. This is buying it, so here enough items. Okay, this purchase completes. So we should be able to complete a purchase where the name is
The pluralized.
the pluralized, right? So let's go to this, and we're gonna say
Cool.
I'm spelling that wrong. I'll come back and fix it later. I'll definitely purchase with right, so now we should be able to use that here.
Mm-hmm.
And then this should still work, I think. But, oh, you know what? We don't have, we're actually adding an item to the store here.
You got to put the pluralized name on.
Yeah. Yeah, so now I can use that. So this should, so I saved it and it should still pass.
Looks like it is.
Yeah. It would have been nice to see it fail first. That's the only thing I'm disappointed in.
Yeah, well, we wrote the code already. Could undo the code in here.
Yeah, let's see if it fails now. It should actually fail because I can't find the item. Actually, this should have still failed.
Well, it's not failing now either, is it?
It is not. Isn't that weird?
Maybe because item name is still working. No, we didn't give it to it.
It shouldn't be working because the store item shouldn't. It doesn't have it with it pluralized, right? So let's run this in let's debug this one. Let's see if we can address that because it's possibly the.
And that's why it's good to have a failing test. Like if you didn't go back and check that, we just assume everything was okay.
Yeah. It's very interesting. So So if we look at the items for sale, we have a thing called game items. Oh, they're both pluralized. Did you say that?
Mm-hmm.
They are both pluralized. Ah.
I think I said it when you were typing it in, but maybe not. Maybe I thought it when you were typing it in. But...
Is it breaking in a whole new spot? Ah, no. All right,
Well,
good. So our test is failing.
Yeah. Yeah, and the old test passed, right? Because they're still just using the const, so everything should still match up.
Yeah, everything's still matched up. So we got
Yeah,
one
it's just the
failure
values were equal.
and 3 passing. So that's, yeah. So the values were equal, which is great. So this should still work. We should be able to... So now we should be able to put the code back.
And then that should pass it. Because now that OR will be doing something. And there it goes.
Yeah. Here's the part that's going to be interesting, though. If you... Here, let's take a look at something.
All right.
I was trying to figure out how to present this with it failing, but I can't. Oh, you know what? I think here's what we should do. We should have one other should be on this. Because the other part of this is that what you end up having is a game state. Where the minor inventory items
That
count.
also looks it up, huh?
Yeah, it should be 1. This should fail.
And it did. Okay.
Should that have failed? That's an interesting. I'm wondering if it should have failed.
Well, the inventory items on the minor, I don't think deal with pluralization. So I think that's why you wrote that line, right?
It is the reason I did. It should have been 1, but was 2, and that makes sense. What I was surprised by was why did the game state? Why did it have 2? Because at the beginning of this, the minor should have had 0 items in their
There's
inventory.
chips. There's always chips. We put them in the load when we create it, right?
Yeah. So then.
So that should be 2.
Yeah. So, but if I put this up here, then this one would fail too.
It would seem.
And it does.
It does.
For the same reason, because of the chips, right? So that's the part that's weird about this, right? So let me show you what I was seeing that concerned me, which is why I wanted to test this, right? Because 2 is the right answer.
Right. So it wouldn't have failed for the reason you were talking about, but why?
Right. So this is what I'm concerned about here. So this inventory doesn't check this against pluralization.
Right. Right. We were just talking about that, sort of.
So where the problem would be is if we did the buy command 2 times with 2 different pluralization. Right? So let's say this is where these tests get a little funky because of the fact that we've got these really long context statements in here, like this with enough tokens. So what would be great is if what we did was we created a class and the test was called with enough tokens and items in store.
Right.
And then we could say
change the stuff on the end.
Yeah, and then just change the stuff on the end as a subclass of that one, right? So then we could, or as the functions within them. I think it would be interesting to do it that way. But what I want to do is I want to add 2 to this. I want to buy 1 like this. Actually, no, just do this.
Buy 1 with the name.
Yeah, and then buy 1 with the name.
See where they land in the inventory. Because it should not equal 2, and you're thinking maybe it'll equal 3?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry if I spoiled the surprise.
No. No, that's good. That was kind of the point, right? And singular. Is that right? That doesn't. I need help on singular.
Singular.
Does that seem right?
I can ask Google. Give me a second.
Yeah, we can do that. I want to. Ooh, it didn't like this to begin with. That's pretty interesting. Oh, because I need to.
Singular. Denoting or referring to just one person or thing. Exceptionally good or great.
So singular.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you said? All right.
Yeah, so you got it.
Yeah, I knew I got it. All right, so this should still work. Okay, so this works. But now if we were to actually add that other portion into this. Now,
should be. Should be
2.
right.
Right, because technically that's what this is too, right? So this is a valid response on here too. So.
And it looks like it passed. How did that happen?
How did that happen? Are we better at this than we thought?
No.
No, we definitely aren't.
That's not it at all.
That would never be true.
We think we're pretty good.
Inventory items. Alright, we're gonna have to debug it.
Yeah, what is up with that? Do you not add it?
Yeah, definitely.
By command.
Shoot. I see why. We don't need to debug it. I copied and pasted, and I didn't take the new name of the command to actually execute it with the other name.
Oh boy.
So once I save this, we should see this turn red.
Now. Because now it should be.
Or not.
Three, but it didn't.
Oh,
wait a minute.
Why are you being such... Why are you doing such a good job with this?
What? So so then the count of items should also be 2. Is that happening? Like, is it stacking them up, or is it just dropping one?
That's a good idea, right? So let's try that. Let's get that out, right? So we'll get the inventory item out of the miner.
Right. Right, because you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's just throwing that other one away.
So let's see. Oh, so we actually did something well that I wasn't even.
Oh, because it's not using what we passed. It gets out what it is in the store.
Right, because we got it from the store the right way. Once we had that, we used the name to get it, which we.
That's good.
Yeah. No, it's great. It's great. But now we've proved it out at least. So we've got a test in there that should make sure that we never change this code to break that. Actually, that's a great piece of code to have in there, so that we could actually change how all this functionality works in here. Because I'm not super excited about the fact that this is how this works.
Where it just goes and just addresses that property, you mean?
Yeah. I feel like store items should have the question to be the query on it. Settle down.
Yeah, right.
It should have the query on it to address it, right? Like I look at this and it says store item is null, which is fine because that's how we identify that this doesn't exist. But this one here where we're checking this quantity, I feel like it would be nice to do something more like if store item can buy quantity.
So, okay. So as you're thinking that you have space where you could add some additional code to the circumstance of whether or not it can buy.
Maybe can buy is not the right answer. I'm trying to figure out the what I want to do is I want to be able to query the store item to give us this answer versus having this logic here. And maybe this isn't the right solution for it. What I'm seeing is this question, we probably have this somewhere else.
Like it would get reused.
Mm-hmm. But maybe it's really more of a strategy pattern. But I'm not sure on that either. That's what I'm... Maybe it shouldn't even be can buy. Has at least...
If you stick with the store analogy, you could just say store item in stock. Makes sense in the game, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that would be a bool, right?
Yep. I think that would be perfect, actually. I like that. In stock makes me even feel better about it. Like, that's kind of what would be the right answer. Then we don't... Because count is kind of silly that we're even dealing with it. So if we're talking about a store, we should even think about, like, what it means to remove from stock. Like,
Yeah, right. What's the opposite of stock? Use, sell.
But that would be different than like a warehouse, right? So if
Yeah,
if we're thinking about stocking,
sold out is the opposite, but that's just a knot on this. What else do you want to, like, you want to put stuff in, right? So that would be stock.
Yeah, well, that's no, because we're taking it out, right? So we're gonna do, like, let's say we make this change.
Yeah,
I'm looking at this. I'm trying to figure out, like, so we're checking to see if the quantity is less than 0, less than or equal to 0.
The quantity that you want to buy.
Yeah, so doesn't it seem like this should be a different message if that's the case?
If it's 0.
Yeah, maybe we should have a different thing if it's 0 that you're buying. You're trying to buy is 0.
I wonder if that was... yeah. Okay. Because it says we don't have quantity of that item.
Yeah, so we don't have 0.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Negative,
so we have two logic paths.
Yeah, so I think we can do... we can actually even check this way at the beginning. So we could just say that's an invalid quantity, right? So if we just put a guard up here and we just say if the quantity is less than or equal to 0, return false. What do we say? What should I just say? Invalid quantity.
I guess. Maybe we should just fall out for buy 0. Do we need to tell them anything? It's like, okay, you want to buy none? It's done.
Wouldn't that be annoying? Alright, let's create this function.
It would be annoying.
Whoa, what just happened here? So now, that's kind of nice. It actually put it in there already as not implemented, so it threw the error, which is good. Now we can do our logic here. We can say return quantity is greater than count.
No. You've got that backwards. Be quantity less than or equal to count, right?
Oh yes, because we're doing in stock. I was doing the error message.
Or count greater than equal to. Okay.
Right. So this should actually still fail. Oh,
Probably should be capital S.
that's why it's upset. That's why I have a spelling library included in my extension in my repertoire. So we're gonna say it's not in stock.
So interesting thing. My
Mhm.
camera is all small on the stream again.
I'm gonna have to find out why that can possibly happen. I'm assuming it's related to Skype or NDI, like it's changing what it thinks the size of the feed is.
Right, there's some kind of mode change.
Is it like I was wondering if it might be related to Skype itself. No. So, oh, that is so weird. Well, now we're all learning about OBS. How does that happen?
Oh.
No, it's because I'm switching scene. So it switches to one where you're fitting. But I had them set up the exact same. Am I hitting? I have your thing locked.
What if there's some keyboard shortcut that you use?
That's exactly what I was thinking. That's why I locked it.
Ah, changed again.
It's because of the scene. I'm changing. I have two different scenes that are the same. And I was
Right,
trying.
I want a delay.
Last time they both changed at the same time, but this time one changed and the other didn't. Oh, now you're back. The magic of Skype NDI. I didn't even touch anything, so I don't know if it's a touch screen.
Oh, that's
Touching
fun.
thing.
Huh, okay.
Yeah.
Alright, well, moving right along.
Yeah, so what's interesting is we don't actually have anything that tests this. This case. I think we should. And I think we should comment this. And then go back to our command tests and add that in, right? So we have a we do not carry. Let's do one first. That,
So this is going to be the 0 path?
yeah. Just say buying quantity of 0 less. Should fail. So we're gonna have you buy 0. And this should still fail. Oh, hold on a second. No, this is the one. So we're going to add it to the store. This should fail because we do carry the item. The message we should get is invalid quantity, period. This should still fail. 0 game item have been added to your inventory. This is another thing that I was thinking about that would be good for us to adjust now that we have the pluralization in here, is actually be able to identify if it should be pluralized or not.
By one or more.
Mm-hmm. But
We
more
could
than
do that.
one. Yeah.
But
Or if it's one, it would be singular. Because 0 would be 0 game items.
mhm.
But that's actually not the right response, so we need to fix that response. That's basically what this is here, so we don't need this anymore. So that should pass.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but it would be interesting if this name would switch between...
Yeah, we should be able to use like interpolation here.
Oh, we definitely can. We definitely can. Because we could do something... I know, I was trying to think if there's a better way to do it out of the gate, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
We're going to use this everywhere, which is why I was trying to think of what's the right answer for this. I almost feel like it should be like store item, kind of like we did before with the query, right? So we do store item dot item. Just do get name and just pass in the quantity. Right, because then this way.
It's a weird. That would be weird to come across, having not been part of this.
Very, very fair.
That would definitely be a what the heck were these people doing?
Well, we can fix the name of it
First.
This would be the name. Maybe we rename this to get name.
Yeah, right. Like it's not a tense, but it would be a similar. What is the difference between singular and plural called?
Right? I don't know. It's a really good question.
Right?
Have they told you what it is?
No, there's not a one word. It's like countified, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
singular and plural forms is what they're called. So maybe
Okay.
get named by form.
Get name form
Yeah.
based on count.
Yeah. That's as close as I can.
I think that's pretty good.
Oh, the distinction, right? As soon as I go to the next thing, the distinction between singular and plural is known as number contrast.
Nobody's gonna know that.
Yeah, that'll do no better.
I think this is at least to be like, oh yeah, form of the word. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, because it would be get name by number contrast. That would not help.
I don't think it would help me. I'd have to look that up, and then I don't know if I'd find it.
Yeah, I think form is more informative.
Yeah. So we actually don't have we don't have anything that tests that. Everything we do, we buy one. Let's So make a copy of this one. See if that will. With enough tokens and item in store, complete purchase. Alright. So we should be able to do this, because I had to change those to that. This should fail because this isn't pluralized. So now we're able to say 2 game items have been added to your inventory. So if we change this to that, oh, that's not the name of it. What was it called?
Which, I'm sorry, I looked away for a second.
Oh, because I have it pluralized on it. It wouldn't. IntelliSense was not helping.
Everything turned green for you.
This feels like the wrong spot for this test, I have to tell you. I feel like there's a test that we should be writing that's around the game item specifically for it. So I think I'm actually going to do that, and then I'm going to eliminate
Well, this is testing the command, right?
This is testing the command.
So I don't know that you need to get rid of this, but we might want to test that other portion explicitly.
Yeah, I think that's
you know what I mean? Because it's kind of like this, sort of like an ancillary test, you know?
Right. So, all right. I think I want to start by putting it here in the root. All right. So we'll add a class. We'll just call it game test, which people should be very angry that I'm just calling it that, because that's not really a great way of naming your test classes.
Don't encourage them.
What, to get angry?
Yeah.
Yeah. No pitchforks, please. All right, just making sure that the test is actually getting executed. All right, we are green. So now we want to be able to test a game item. So we can do yes, missing namespace. There we go. Models. So now we can set up a name.
And a pluralized name.
So we don't actually, we don't have to fill in almost any of these. Just need to have this.
Yep.
So first case, we should be able to. Right. So we say.
So you want to pass it the quantity of 1 and get the singular name out and pass it, right?
Yeah. Let's do count of 1. So now we should be able to do game.
Get name form. There it is. 1. And I guess you're going to want to put that into something. Oh, you're just going to do it that way? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because now this should be plural.
No. Should be singular.
Oh,
1.
yeah, that's right.
Should have done like thing and things or something.
Well, I know, but I think it's clear to say singular here. That's what I was trying to. Honestly,
Yeah.
we're going to change this anyways because you'll probably end up making these constants instead. Because we're going to do this a couple of times, right? So we're going to actually have this in there.
Okay.
Because we're going to want to do the same one, but for the count of 2. 2. Do one more that's actually going to be for 0.
Right.
0 is plural.
Right.
Plural.
So that, yeah, I was going to say that should pass. Should just be plural.
Yeah, so I'm looking at this like we don't really even need any of this stuff here can be all at the top.
Yeah.
So let me just move that up to
Got a const up there.
yeah. And then we'll just set this up here. And maybe we don't even need to have any extra const besides this here, right? Because
Yeah, that plural.
Just for the sake of ordering of that, right? Because this here could just be game item dot pluralized name.
Yeah.
Right. So then.
This is a const, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that. I mean, I know it's going at the specific data, but that's actually what we're trying to tell it to do. This function's supposed to pick one of those two. So to me, it feels legitimate.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure.
Yeah, that's the value. Why do you need to see it pushed around, basically?
Yep. Yeah, this will just make sure that function keeps working. Actually, we should say, I think this test name is weird. So we should say game item name with 0 count. Plural. I think that's a better way.
Oh, excuse me.
Let's see. So then just do 1 singular. Then are there any cases where a number over 2 would go back to singular?
I can't think of one.
I know. I feel like
have that
we're talking about the English language, so there's times where I feel like we just throw rules away every now and then for no reason. We're gonna do it this way, and
I'm pretty confident we won't find that word as a game item.
Awesome.
But even if we do, doesn't make it unplayable.
It's unplayable, Pete.
I mean, I guess there are things that will have their own plural, but who cares? We'll just put it in.
Right. Yeah, we're not trying to do like where we're adding an S and knowing that we should add an S versus an ES. Like, we're not doing any of that stuff. We're saying you tell us what the plural form of that word is.
Yeah, so if it's fish, it's fish.
Yep. Exactly. No, let's go to the store. We need to buy 5. Oh, did we update the files? Yes, standard diggers. Oh, I left some breakpoints in here. 5 standard diggers. It's been pluralized. I put it in there. We were able to buy it with the pluralization.
Should have left one.
Oh,
buy one bolt.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Or are we out of money? Are we completely out of money? They do not carry bolt.
Ooh, how did that's got to be a data issue.
That didn't work. Yeah, it's probably in the file.
It's got to be a data issue. Let's take a look at this data issue, right? Because
yeah, how would one work and not the other?
Yeah. So we got bolts, chips.
Hoppers.
Yeah.
Bits.
Right, so let's try this again. Oh, did it actually copy that file? Visual Studio doesn't seem to like to identify that we changed this file. I might have to rebuild it.
Move.
No reference.
How did we get around that?
Because we changed the chips thing.
Just now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is in the miner store factory where we got. Oh no, not the store factory.
The miner himself.
Yeah, yes, the miner factory, not the major factory.
Did we have a miner factory? Miner store factory. Miner state. Miner.
No, you know what it is? I think it's the miner state. No, it's not this one. It's not the state. It's on the miner. I think itself. We actually have default.
Like we stick chips in there somewhere.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I think it might have actually been in the spot where it broke. That's the
Oh, where it actually hit the.
yeah. Shoot, where did it actually hit that break point?
It was building that heads-up display, like right in the.
Yeah.
It might have been like right in the main. I don't know if it was main, but like the game.
I'm just gonna run it again.
Yeah, right. There you go.
I thought I typed in something weird and it kicked it back. All right. So
Chips.
so maybe we should add this in here. We can fix this, but I'm wondering if the inventory should be able to accept a plural identity for it.
I don't know.
I don't
Would we
know
use
either.
it that way? I don't know if we'd use it that way.
I feel like there's a condition that we could. Alright, so now it's working. So now we should be able to buy standard digger. One standard digger has been.
Okay.
Oh no, our language. Oh, if we're gonna start managing pluralization, we have to even deal with the language.
Have been. Oh no. Just put added. Just take that out. It doesn't add much.
Right, instead of it being. Oh, well, you know what? It's past tense, and it seems like that would make sense to be past tense.
Yeah, actually, one standard digger, two standard diggers. Nah, it's okay. It might be wrong, but
Well, it doesn't have to be past tense, which is what the have is doing to it, right?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I ran out of tater tots. All right.
Need to go set up them diggers.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. I spelled it wrong.
Yeah. But then once I spelt it wrong, then I just kept typing, and so everything was wrong after that. Oh, I don't have any diggers. So.
And you got crappy ones at that. It's gonna take forever.
Hey, don't make fun of my diggers.
Thank goodness for the lottery.
So, what is that? Where is that message coming from?
Could not find chips in the inventory?
Yeah.
Why did that just come up?
Why did that? Because I hit empty. So in the
Oh,
empty command, somehow we're getting. But this is where making that pluralization change is because we have hard coded values in some places, right?
yeah.
And this comes back to that empty command. That's crazy.
So that's control room commands, right? Yeah, there's the empty command.
Yeah. So. Yeah. See. So it's going default to chips. So what I should probably look for. Let's see if there's any more of these in the entire solution. Oh my goodness.
There's a few.
Just a few. Let's see.
Could almost
Nope,
find
that's
a place. Oh, that one. We got it.
Yeah, it wasn't that many. It's only 3. It looks there's multiple rows, but it's different depth levels. So I think I've found all of them at this point. I really suspect we're gonna run into another spot with them, where we have hard-coded names. I think it's gonna be in the when we go to sell stuff, like when we go to sell the chips, or when we go to use them.
Mm-hmm. We'll find out quick if we get some decent diggers.
Yeah. I do. Oh. We need to. So now we're going to actually have to have multiple names, I think, for these items. Right? Because now we got the singular, we got plural. It'd be nice to have.
Well, that's what. Remember, I was talking about we should give them the index number.
Yeah. Yeah. I do like the fact that I can type in plural and it still does it. That's pretty nice. It definitely, from a playability standpoint on my side, I'm very happy about it.
Yeah, it's because it's how your brain works.
Yeah.
And just one rich so far. Ooh, Bill's a winner.
Bill
Rich
is
soft.
the winner. He gets everything.
Him like yeah, he's going to get all the upgrades.
He's going to get all of it, assuming it doesn't crash, because then Bill could go back to. I do think it's funny that we have names for our diggers. It's a little funny considering the fact that it's you can name the digger. I know we needed some way to identify it, but it's kind of funny to think about it.
Well, you got to remember, me and Pal were building it for it was just something you could do, right? Some other value. It was like an early interaction you could do.
Absolutely, it was nothing about that. It's just like so I was like, that's kind of silly, and then I was like, well, I can't figure out what else we would do as a short-term solve for that.
Right, that would be meaningful.
Yeah,
it makes it meaningful. And you know me, I like to name things anyway, so that's fun.
This one's called Slappy. All right. So now I should be able to sell. Is it just sell?
So raw chips.
I don't have chips, huh? But I think we're gonna have to step into this one and see what did we do.
Are they going in as raw chips? So you can't get them out as chips anymore?
Oh, maybe. But I didn't think but it would have been raw chips. It was plural. We didn't change anything about its overall name.
Yeah, but is that what's getting emptied? That's what you need to sell. Like, what's your inventory of chips? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So let's give her a whirl, and try to sell again. Sell chips. Actually, I don't care about that one. So it's coming in. Item name is chips. Let's see what the inventory items are. They are coming in as raw chips. Was it? It must have been doing that before, and I just forgot that I had to sell it as raw chips.
Yeah, it must have been since we made that change. Because the pluralizing doesn't really have anything to do with that.
No, this was from when we changed the data set over. I think it must have been last week. Because I may have had to actually do raw chips or... Alright, so now that worked. Here's the only thing that I just thought of as I was looking at this code here, though. Alright, so now we're good. Let's go back over to the control room. Holy cow, look at all that. Alright, so... Oh, everything's... Oh, empty sand. Now let's go, if we go back over to the store. Look at all this stuff here. If I sell raw chips, you don't have any raw chips to sell. So the buy was working, but we're not able to do the sell for it. This actually becomes where the thing I was saying about adding the pluralization logic to the get inventory item would help here.
Right, because we need to fish them out.
Right. It's a bummer losing all those things. I should have saved. All right. Yeah, so I think in here is where we should actually...
Yeah, you can do it right there.
Yeah. All right, string comparison. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do actually, I'll move this down to the next line as well. All right.
Ready.
We have tests on this. We don't have any cell tests.
Yeah.
I have to say, I am really liking this end crunch. I like the fact that it comes up like this. You can tell by looking at the dot, it'll tell you which tests are actually covered by that line.
It makes it a lot easier to work this way.
It does. Yeah, I like the stuff that they've done up here as well, like, 'cause they have this passing, and I'm not using their runner, which is why it's showing 0, 1.
Right.
I'm actually surprised that it's showing 0 of 1, because I would think it would be 0 of...
Yeah, what is that about?
Yeah, I don't know. I am not going to worry about it, because I'm not using it, so... Yeah, so what I guess what I was surprised by is we're able to do a test for this, or we're able to make this change and we don't have a test for it. So that's a little worrisome. I feel like it's past my bedtime. Today and yesterday was pretty busy.
Yeah. I've been pretty busy too, actually. Got some okay ones. At least you got a couple of rich and a normal soft.
Yeah, Bill again. He's not as big a winner as he was last time, but... So now we can sell raw chips. Oh, not shifts.
Well, yeah, we get 10 to 1 on them. That's right. Because that works now.
That's how it works now. You forgot that change happened. That was pretty funny, actually. When we made the first trade, we're like, "Whoa! You got rich really, really quick. Like you're gonna make so much money off of this game."
Sell, right?
Oh yeah. So I wanted to sell. All right, good. So that seems to be back to working order. I actually want to do this here. Let's go through real quick. Oh, we never actually did anything with this piece here. We should take a look at that. We should remove that, actually, is what I'm thinking.
What's that? Oh, because we didn't do it.
Yeah, we didn't actually do that. Let's make sure that's good before we go. Because the rest of this is good.
Yeah, that's just the plural deal.
I know. You know, now we wouldn't have needed to change that.
Yeah, because now it's going to use it either way. Yeah, it was that comment code.
Yeah. I think I want to actually do this as I want to do this as 2. See, I should have staged. I feel like one of these we can do. No. So, added. There we go. And look up and output.
Sorry, it wasn't at you.
All right, so yeah, so now we got that committed. So now we could make we got 20 minutes, 15.
Yeah.
I wanted to look at the way that we do get these commands, right? Because we actually have I was thinking about that this abbreviated command stuff. And I'm thinking I wanted to just take a quick look and maybe we can see what might be an option. Where are we doing that from? This control room. Okay, this is the factory to create it, and this is where we add the commands. Yeah, so we have a command text.
Yep.
So, like we did with the pluralization, I see us doing a similar thing.
So will we add that to the object there, the command definition?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's all we need to do, and then we just need to have the thing that does the command lookup. Which I don't remember where that is.
The part that actually accepts the command, you mean?
Well, that takes it and then executes it. So we're going to type it in, and then something actually looks up in these command definitions for the command.
Right, and then does it.
Yeah, I feel like it was something related to the room. I think it was in here. Oh.
Handle input.
Yeah, so this.
So we give it the game state, huh?
What's that?
So the game state comes in with that too, huh?
Well, it's because the fact that we pass it along to something else. Like we don't need. See, we're not even using it. We just need it so that when we do the command execute.
Right, to pass this parameter along.
Yeah, because what we're doing is we're getting the command out, and we made the command definition actually have it in there, right? So if we were to look at the command definition, we have this is the action, and it takes the user command in the game state. And this is actually the one that we use. I don't know if we use execute anymore. Is this referenced? The top command group. Okay.
Right, that's going in different rooms and whatnot.
Yeah. So these are ones that we didn't migrate these over to the new definition, which have its own command things.
Right.
I think was there another one? I think there was another spot also. Nope, it's just this one. All right, so let's add that in as one of the tickets here.
To do the top level.
Yeah, update to use commands instead of invite. Yeah, so the stuff that we just did with the pluralization, we actually did that, right? So we did that as part of this one here. So just assign this to myself.
Yeah, that's done, right?
Yep. So now that we have that, I think I could even update this one here to say some stuff you can do in GitHub where you can say something like, I think we can do closes.
Oh, GitHub will actually find the number, the item number?
I think so.
That'd be cool.
I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, Atlassian does it with the tickets.
Yeah, I'm not positive it does it on the submit. It might just look at it and relate it to it. So we'll give it a try. But yeah, I think we should make it so that it uses this command instead of the execute. And if we do that, then we can get rid of all this portion. We can just have everything as commands. Honestly, then we can write tests for those commands. We can do all that fun stuff.
Right.
I think it'd be great to figure out how to get rid of this game state out of here. We'll have to play with that a little bit more. This takes a lot of game state information into play. But yeah, so that being the case, we should be able to relatively easily add
add like items and even rewards and stuff.
Well, items will have to add a new field to the table, right, to add abbreviations. So it wouldn't be able to all be built under one spot, which is what I thought you were kind of leaning or kind of suggesting.
Well, I just meant that mostly it's a lot of this inventory type stuff is all being driven by the tables. So we could just add more stuff to the CSV files, and then we just have to code up how you get it.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I was getting at the fact that for this here, like we could actually do this and just do.
Oh, that deal. Yeah. We could do that as well.
right? We might even want.
Hmm. Maybe that's an array even.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I'm thinking. Yeah, we'll just do it here as an array. Right, so you could do something like that.
Mm-hmm. There you go. I always forget the syntax of a literal
I know,
array.
I was. That's exactly what happened. I was like, I know there's an easy way to do this. I couldn't think of what it was.
And every language does it like a little different. So
Yeah, I'm wondering if I really should even do this more as like this. Do this as a new list string. I'm thinking I might need to do it like that because I think that's actually what I want this to be.
yeah, we're probably going to do like a contains against it at some point. So
Is that right?
maybe. No, I think you were right.
I think that might be right. Declare constant. Why would that be what I want it for?
ABBREVIATION. Yeah. Wait. Yeah.
My little speller thing is saying it's fine, so we're good.
Okay, good.
Right. Oh, you know what? Then we can even do this where it's actually nice. So then we can go in here and make this. We'll just default this to an empty list, which will make it easier to not assign those other things.
Right.
Right. Because. So now we could do that. We could only do equip, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then.
Yeah, it won't break everything else.
It won't break everything else. And then I got to go into the. Shoot. I gotta dig into it again because I forgot where it was. Yeah, so it's in this command groups. Command groups itself. We can say command. Oh. Yeah, so. Did we write any test for this? It does not look like it.
Nope, that's what those white dots mean, right?
Yes, they do. So I think. Okay, I want to rewrite this to use the.
You have a capital O.
Yeah. Didn't want to fix it because. So I feel like there should be such an easier way to do that. Like, I'm sure C# 10 will have something where we do something like this to mean the invariant culture case. Numb the geek, Hopper Knight.
Yeah. Yeah, he was on like a marathon today. Oh my goodness. How long did you go today? It's like 4 hours.
Hey.
Oh, it's going to work? Should work.
Yeah, it did. It popped.
I didn't see it on the stream yet.
You'll see it. It does work.
Oh yeah, there it goes.
Actually, what we want to do is this.
Teams.
Yeah, the only thing with the contains.
And
I think the question is whether the iQuality comparer.
I think
You know what? Why do we have trim on this? We don't need trim here. This we already control.
Trim it?
We control that. A little over 5 hours. And that's pretty short, huh? Man. I can't imagine anybody wanting to watch this program for 5 hours.
Right? I feel bad for teasing you about, like, is this still a music program now or music stream?
Why is that?
Well, when I logged in, because usually, he does it a lot of times at night, but I saw he was on today. So I logged in, and it was apparently like on a break time. So Jenna was on, and it was like a long time before music came on. Everybody was just talking about stuff. I was like, oh, is this still a music stream? But I was like teasing him. I knew it was. I didn't realize he was taking a break after going for like 3 hours. Surprised your fingers aren't bleeding. Yeah, imagine somebody watching this program for 5 hours.
Yeah.
You have to pay them.
Yeah, right. So, I'm concerned about this. The only
900 people. Whoa, awesome.
that is incredible. That's super awesome.
That really is cool, man. Congratulations.
Best BRB screen. I like it. Oh my goodness. So cool. Alright, so we have a small issue here, Pete, and I'm not sure how I want to address this in the contains.
Okay.
I want to leave it like this for right now, just so we can get this to work.
Mhm.
But we're going to run into an issue because it's going to be case sensitive.
Well, why not just put another equality in there, equality check? I mean, it's going to make a bunch of code, but
it's not the same because we're checking for it internally in there. We have to set up an equator object that will actually take the two and do the stuff. Wow. So that was just one raid, Numb the Geek, that it was just 900 that came right in? Because I can't even imagine.
Yeah, right.
Like, were they coming from like another channel that was also playing music, and they just like they all came over from that, or? That's awesome. So I should be able to do. So here I should be able to type in E. I didn't buy diggers. That's why.
Oh, well, there you go.
I typed it in.
Always trying to equip those free diggers, you know?
You know.
Back in my day, we had to work for our diggers.
I still don't work for them. So now I should be able to do an E. I mean, at least I got the message, right? So now I can equip a digger, right? So I could do that. I could also do EQ.
Right. Ooh, rich. It's a rich density.
So the only you know what would be neat to do? So I'm going to leave this here. We got to think. The only concern I have with the abbreviations is there's increases the chances of clashes, and I don't know how we want to address that piece.
Oh, cool. 11 rates in.
Wow. That sounds like it was an awesome night.
Yeah, right.
That is so cool.
Yeah, I wish I did something more universally entertaining.
You want to listen to me learn how to play something? It'll be the same stuff over and over again. How about I learn to play Mary Had a Little Lamb on the fiddle? That sounds like a good idea. Oh, look, our equip only going to equip standard digger. Oh, that's not good. We get the name. I wonder if we have. The equip command doesn't take anything with it, does it? No. So what if we tried just adding in a name? Oh, we're getting to the end here.
We are getting to the end.
So
you want to just put it as one of the parameters? There's some places where we do that as well, where it actually counts the parameters coming in.
Yeah, and I think that's what we can do, right? So we have it in the equip. Right now we're just passing that in there. We're not even doing anything with it. Where what
We'll
do we
probably
do?
like want to look at the cell because the
Yeah,
cell does it.
buys even better.
I does it too.
Right, see,
'Cause it
we
has
actually
two.
take in a string name and a quantity, so we have to look
Yeah.
at
So how do we capture it?
Yeah, we have to look at the store factory, right?
All right, yeah, 4 minutes, man. 4 minutes to figure it out.
We could do it. We could do it.
We could do
We got this. Buy.
Like the little timer.
It actually takes in the user command. See, here's where we break up the parameters, right? So,
Uh-huh. So it splits it.
yep. So let's do that. So we're going to do that on our equip command. Oh, not the command, in the way that we address it, right? So this will actually now become a function.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going to take something like this.
Oh, yo.
That's what happens when you try to write code really, really fast.
That's not how it is in the movies. In the movies, they just stop the bomb from ticking. Come on,
all
man.
right, so
it's Hollywood coding.
So now I am not that. Oh man, that is
when
pretty
you're all
funny.
done, you burst through the digital wall. Like you made it.
Yeah, right.
So that's how it looks when you succeed at programming.
So if we say it's greater than 0, this will take as the digger name. Else we'll just leave it as is.
And then you have to call it properly.
Yeah, well, this doesn't need to do that. Just we should be able to do that.
Oh boy.
That's a lot of emotes.
This is going to be one hot stream.
Oh boy.
Waiting for him to come up. There you go. All right, so Friday we're gonna add some more to that. You gotta tune in on Friday. We're gonna add some more stuff. I don't know what it's gonna be, but it'll be just as awesome.
I think he usually ends up streaming, doesn't he, during that same time?
Yeah, we do end up competing on that one. Well, not competing, but like we can't watch yours because we're doing ours.
Well, you gotta get that all. Okay, so if it's not that, this is weird. I think we need to inverse this at some point, but you can check in here and say if command dot. Yes, the picture frames have moved. I was playing around with the green screen, so now I'm. Oh, I was trying to get in front of them. Try to catch all the emotes as they're falling. The,
Oh, the stream crashed on Twitch for me. Did we blow it out?
We win.
Too many emotes.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, so I was trying to get I got the green screen set up, and when I was up at the top of the screen, it looked weird having it just cut off right here as it went down to the other stuff. So we've been trying to figure out how to address moving this stuff around. It keeps changing sizes on me. And I don't know what's causing that. It's something to do with the way that we feed them in now with using NDI instead of doing it by sharing the screen. But I don't know. Got to do something to fix that. I don't know why that's happening. This is the first time we've done the NDI stuff, so.
I have to get a green screen going here too. So. And I won't be able to wear my green shirt anymore. It'll just be a floating head.
You can. You switch it to blue, and we'll just do the chroma key, and we can set it to the blue one. So like the green screen I have, the other side is blue. So if I was wearing a green shirt, I could switch it and just change the chroma key to
blue.
To blue. So.
Diet exercise. What?
That's your changing size.
Oh. Yeah, I'm changing. That way I'm getting bigger. I'll fill in that frame just fine. all this sitting around. Hey, change size, yeah.
We're not going to be able to get this done because it's now a minute late. I just realized I forgot we had the scene that we do for it. So we need to be able to do the same thing we do in the scene outside of here. So.
All right, well, we'll get them next week.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so funny that you don't... Nothing... It's not Skype itself. It's still using the same, It's still using the same source name. I wonder if I try switching it to this one, what does that say? What does that do? Oh! Now you're just a Skype logo.
You can get a letter from Microsoft.
It's so weird. There you go. Now I got you the right size.
Yeah.
You're back to small again.
Should have a highlight reel of just us trying to mess with this size. Like, here's the best part of this stream.
Everybody can get involved. Yeah, so we'll come back to this next week. We'll get the
Have you tried putting it in the hopper?
Oh my goodness. Yes. Something for the next stream is to put it in the hopper.
Put it in the hopper.
This is a children's show, so
that should be the subtitle of the game: Potato Chip Miner. Put it in the hopper.
Oh, you know what? That's what we need to do. Is we need to make like the old arcade games and the old games where the artwork is more adventurous than the actual game itself.
Right.
It's like super detailed, like you're running from the centipede, but it's like because you were talking about it last time we were talking about it. We should definitely do that for this.
Dig Dug had like the miner with like all jumping into the mine.
Yep, that's what we should do. Let's spend several weeks on just the splash screen.
Yeah, we need an artist first. Imagine if we did it.
Oh, it would look
Remember
great.
trying to draw adventure?
Oh, are you kidding? We're awesome. We're really good at this. We could definitely handle it.
All right, I guess we should wrap this thing. 4 minutes over.
Geek, have a great night. Congratulations on a 900 raid.
Yeah.
And we'll catch up with you. Well, on Friday we'll be back on Friday doing screen overlay.
And
stuff.
we're chatbotting.
Chatbotting. All right.
All right.
Good
Night,
evening.
everybody.